Hello, I'm District 3 Councilwoman Rebecca Villagran. As representative for one of the most culturally rich districts in San Antonio, I am pleased that the SA Climate Ready Climate Action and Adaptation Plan recognizes the importance of cultural heritage for our community's resilience. That's what makes San Antonio unique from other large cities in the United States. We celebrate our shared historic assets, like the Alamo or the San Antonio Mission's National Historical Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the first in Texas. As San Antonio enters into its 4th century of existence, we have an opportunity to really highlight the strength of our city, and it comes from the diversity of our residents, and that we can face these challenges head on when we work together. We also support legacy businesses that are a part of the fabric of our neighborhoods, and help emerging construction science engineers and design students learn the ways to keep our historic structures intact and relevant for future generations. In our climate plan, as we implement strategies to make San Antonio viable to ever-increasing heat and storm events, we will be asking the following. Does this strategy acknowledge, honor, respect the traditions, culture of our communities of color? Does this negatively impact the existing cultural structure? Or does this increase social cohesion in the community? Thank you so much for joining us in this SA Climate Ready Forum and learning all about our plan and what it means. That there are so many more important ways that we can highlight items here in San Antonio, like enhancing San Antonio's cultural heritage and treasured historical assets. Thank you for joining.
Hi, I'm Shannon Miller. I'm the director of the City of San Antonio's Office of Historic Preservation. We're here at the Kelso House, located in Monte Vista Historic District. The house is currently owned by a local nonprofit, the Power of Preservation Foundation, or POP. We partner with POP to utilize this home, which stood vacant for nearly 20 years, as a hands-on learning lab for trades education. We're excited to share our bold, sustainable vision for this beautiful home. Let's start from the beginning.
The Kelso House is located in the Monte Vista Historic District at the corner of West Craig Place and Main Avenue. Monte Vista was designated as a historic district 45 years ago. Originally, this area was what we call a streetcar suburb. The streetcar line actually traveled along West Craig and turned south on Main right here at this corner until about 1930. The Kelso House was designed by Atlee B. Ayers and built in 1906. Ayers designed many homes, including his own, which is located just a few blocks to the southwest. His firm designed other very significant structures in San Antonio, including the Tower Life Building, the Administration Building at Randolph Air Force Base, and the original Municipal Auditorium, which is now the Tobin Center. The home was built for Judge Winchester Kelso, who was the youngest judge appointed in Texas in 1886 when he was just 28 years old. He also served as school board president in San Antonio later. Mrs. May Joyce Kelso served as president of the Battle of Flowers Association in 1918. She was locally known as a leader in social and club life. Their son and grandson both attended the University of Texas at Austin, and between the two of them served in World War I, World War II, the Korean and Vietnam conflicts. Judge Kelso built the home next door as well, which is now La Fonda on Main, for his son and daughter-in-law. The family owned and lived in the Kelso House until 1954.
Since acquiring the Kelso House through a generous donation in 2018, the Power of Preservation Foundation has collaborated with the Office of Historic Preservation, the UTSA College of Architecture, Construction and Planning, San Antonio College, trades experts, contractors, and the community to expand trades knowledge in San Antonio. To date, we've held multiple wood window workshops open to contractors and community members alike that restored several of the Kelso House's double-hung windows. We've also hosted 4 semesters of the UTSA construction science students, covering topics such as bidding, window repair, porch repair, and documentation. With these initiatives and partnerships, the Kelso House has become a local learning lab for building maintenance and preservation. Climate change presents an enormous challenge, not only environmentally, but also when considering the preservation of San Antonio's tangible and intangible heritage. Heritage anchors social memory and cohesion, informs community identity, and instills a sense of place. This is essential in sustaining inherent resilience. As a founding member of the International Climate Heritage Network, the Office of Historic Preservation is committed to sustainable practices that promote climate action. The presence of this next generation of craftspeople trained via Learning Lab programming will provide homeowners with an affordable alternative to demolition while working to perpetuate the local living heritage represented in the building trades and techniques. We envision that the Kelso House will be the first of several learning labs created throughout the city to serve multiple neighborhoods, ultimately establishing a formal Living Heritage Trades Academy and a model that promotes preservation with a service and sustainability mindset. The restored house will be a testament to hands-on learning and sustainable building practices. Additionally, reuse and adaptation of historic and existing buildings must be part of our strategy for achieving carbon reduction targets. The presence of existing materials and embodied carbon is important, and reuse contributes to waste reduction and circular economy goals. In historic buildings like the Kelso House, the high value of the old growth wood is especially important to keep from the landfill. The waste that goes to the landfill today continues to release greenhouse gas emissions for decades as it breaks down. In recognition of these emissions, San Antonio has identified measures that reduce consumption, minimize waste, and encourage material reuse. Together, these strategies will work to reduce the greenhouse gases emitted by the waste stream and landfills. To date, an investment value of more than $250,000 has gone into the stabilization of the Kelso House. The Power of Preservation Foundation is working to secure other funding sources to continue the rehabilitation of this historic landmark. Building on the Learning Lab, we are excited to announce that OHP has partnered with local architecture firm Lake Flato to use the restoration of the Kelso House as a model for applying net zero and carbon certifications to older residential structures. Here's Heather Holdridge with more on this exciting project.
Hi, I'm Gail, Holdridge, Sustainability Director at Lake Flato Architects. Lake Flato is a committed partner of the Public Architecture's 1+ program, a national movement in partnership with the AIA that coordinates and advocates for pro bono architectural efforts in the public interest. As a committed 1+ firm, we fulfill a yearly pledge to contribute 1% of our design staff's total project hours toward pro bono design work focused on nonprofit clients working for the public good. As part of our partnership with OHP, we will be seeking zero carbon certification from the International Living Future Institute for the Kelso House, as well as local certification from Build San Antonio Green. With low carbon material selection and zero carbon certification, documentation, and management, we will develop an inherently sustainable solution that demonstrates the connection between adaptive reuse, historic preservation, and environmental performance. We see this project as a pioneering international case study on how to apply rigorous and aspirational net zero goals to historic structures at the residential scale.